Okay, morning, folks. Welcome to the briefing. It's just turned 9 o'clock according to my computer. Welcome to the briefing on Saturday the 5th. Good day in prospect by the looks of it, and certainly by the size of the grid. And we'll talk about operations a little bit later, but straight into the weather. What we've got here is the predicted midday chart. This is the front that went through very, very slowly yesterday. Gave us the rain in the morning and a very gradual clearance late afternoon. And it's still visible, certainly driving in this morning, well to the east with the upper cloud. Won't be an issue to us, but what it gives us is a line of cloud over Norfolk, really. And then you've got fronts out to the west, which are a fairly weak feature. Odd bits of rain on them over Cornwall and West Wales, but it's more of a cloud feature than anything else. So in the middle is a nice gap, and you'll see that on the sat pic with well-spaced isobars, slack air mass. It's not moving quickly and not strong winds, that's for sure. The TAFs for today, not really saying very much, to be honest. The Farnborough, there we go, it says between sort of 8 and 4 o'clock this afternoon, 280 degrees, 6 knots, Cav OK. Well, doesn't tell us much at all. I think there will be cumulus. Cav OK normally means nothing below 5,000 feet, but I'm pretty sure there will be Q. Gatwick and Heathrow, not really saying much different. Winds, the upper winds are just slightly south of west, but fairly light, as you can see, even in the boxes here. 5 knots in the Midlands from 220 degrees, and down to the south of us, 10 knots at most, westerly. So light winds in that sort of small ridge of high pressure. SatPic is something we've seen a couple of times before. We're right in that slot of clear weather over the country. That sits over us. I've seen that 2 or 3 times this year. Good air mass right in the middle of the country, grotty over Cornwall and the west of the country, or East Anglia as well. So heating quite nicely in here at the moment. And max temperature today, I think we'll probably see 20 degrees, but if we work on 19, won't be far out there. Over a reasonable area across the centre of the country. Always a bit warmer in London, 21, maybe 22 degrees. And dew points, about 8s and 9s currently. I think they'll be down to 5 during the day. So pretty good temperature split, indicating that cloud base should be by early afternoon, mid-afternoon, 4,000 feet, 4,500 feet above sea level around here. That's the late afternoon sounding. For around Lasham area, probably 4,500 feet above sea level. Small amounts of cumulus tops, 5.5, somewhere around there. And then looking further west and north, similar sort of picture, a little bit more cumulus further north, out towards sort of Leicester area. Perhaps sort of 3/8, 4/8 there. A little bit blue out to the west in places. I think perhaps 1 to 2/8 out towards Wales for this afternoon, but pretty good soundings predicted. I've had a look at both the Camborne and the Hurstmonceux, which unfortunately are under those cloud masses, so don't really give you an indication of what's actually going to happen. Just showing you that don't go too far west and don't go too far east. Top Meteo suggesting should be soarable by 10:30. I would hope so. I'd certainly hope we'll be launching by 11 o'clock, but you need to probably be ready for 10:30 sensibly. And as the day goes on, they're talking about it sort of going to 3,000 feet fairly quickly, and then by sort of perhaps 1, 2 o'clock around here, 1,600 meters, and all the way up, both to the north and the northwest. but as you can see, not too far to the west, and they're showing bits of rain over Devon and Cornwall in the afternoon. And the day should go on certainly till 6-7 o'clock tonight, 1700 meters around here, further north. Not really anticipating having a sea breeze coming through too far. We might see the edge of the sea breeze around us late afternoon into the evening, but I don't think it'll be rolling through too far. Cloud amounts by 11 o'clock, we should see a reasonable amount of cumulus around Lasham. And then as the day goes on, we might start to see in the far distance out of the west some influence from this weak frontal system. But that's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so should be good over an area up towards the Mind, east towards sort of Grantham or around there, and even further north with cumulus. Blue bits, as Top Meteo was suggesting there. I would have thought sort of anywhere between 2/8 and 4/8 of cumulus at various places. The suggested task direction and distance covers quite a large part of the centre of the country, really. So I think your task will be based on where you think is best in that area, and any relevant airspace that we've got, which I'll cover in a second. So good day, folks. Should get going 10:30, hopefully, and last till gone 6. So long soaring day. Should be some decent flights. Right, airspace wise. Number of things going on. I've just left this one on here. This is the red arrows transiting. I'll just go this one first. They're doing an air display near Worcester, but they're out of Fairford at 12:45, and they're going around the Malverns, Redditch, and display at the Midlands Air Festival, and then back to Fairford at 13:30. And then a little bit later, they're transiting out of Fairford, going past Swindon, Malmesbury, Sturminster Newton, and down to Exeter. That's 16:20 to 16:38. So they're hammering along fairly quickly. Normally they say up to 2,000 feet, but most of the time they're at 500 feet. So you're unlikely to see them, folks, even if you are in that area. So what else is going on? I'll just tick that one. So Salisbury Plain danger area, the Everley danger area has just been activated for a couple of hours between 10 and 12 today, up to 9,000 feet. Bit bizarre. And one of the other danger areas is activated for an hour and a half overnight. So obviously something going on there. These are the two main ones. The red arrows temporary restricted airspace is at Alcester, and it's 12:55 to 13:35 local time. It's 6 nautical mile radius, and it's up to 6,500 feet. And outside that, they have an air display all day, sometime between 11 and 6 o'clock this evening. It's a restricted area at Ragley Hall. It's 2.3 nautical miles. So just be aware of that one if you are tasking out to the northwest. Parachuting at Weston on the Green, obviously it's a danger area anyway, but they've just no-tammed parachuting from 6 in the morning till 6 o'clock at night, right the way through till Sunday. Odd fly pass here and there, just up west of Leicester, and another one east of Leicester in the afternoon, 14:30 to 15:30. I suspect it's probably something like Battle of Britain Memorial flight floating around. So 2 bits of major airspace, parachuting west on the green, and the red arrows and restricted airspace just east of Worcester. Apart from that, fairly quiet, folks. Operationally, we're obviously, the grid's decided which runway we're using. So there was a jet movement forecast for 12 o'clock initially. That's been cancelled, thank goodness. So we've got 5 tugs. Note for tug pilots, the Avenue Farm at the end of the airfield, please give it a wider berth as possible. They've got an event going on both today and tomorrow, and they rather not have tugs flying directly over the top of them. And hence we won't be using any of the private tugs because they're incredibly noisy. Don't do our neighbours any favours. And that really is about it. No, nothing else locally that Jordan knows about? No, right, good. It's just going to be busy. Okay, folks, I'll see you out on the grid. I'll be out there before 10 o'clock, so certainly be ready to go by 10:30. It may be even a bit earlier than that once we see some cumulus popping.